Hello everyone, this is Shannon, and I am going to be doing a quick puzzle. I say quick. Um, it's a 500-piece dollar store puzzle, crazy art. I'm going to bring it up close to the camera so you can see. Um, it's not an expensive puzzle, $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. I've had actually pretty good luck with these, with the Dollar Tree puzzles. I had several videos recorded, but I lost several of them in a Windows update and haven't been able to locate them yet, so I don't have those to show you. So we're going to do this one and see how it turns out. I will not be recording audio as I put together the whole thing. I'm just starting out with the audio. I want to talk about the things I like and dislike about some of the inexpensive puzzles. And just opening the box gets me to point one. Point one is a lot of the inexpensive puzzles have a tremendous amount of dust. Puzzle shavings. There's just bits and pieces of them everywhere. Lots and lots and lots of dust. This one's actually not as bad as it would seem. You can see there's a lot of little shavings down here. Maybe you can't see it super well because my camera's not as close as I'd like. I have not figured out how to zoom. And this actually shows the next thing that I dislike is when they're all still together. There's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people consider them bonus pieces. For me, it feels kind of like cheating for me, for myself. I don't judge anybody else. If you like having them together and you want to take those extra pieces, by all means, you take those extra pieces. That's great. I personally, I want to do all the pieces. I want to find them all myself. So for the most part, I will break all those apart. I'm going to get the little pile of puzzle dust here. These are some pretty big shavings. There's not a ton of them, thankfully, but they're pretty big size. So I'll go ahead and accumulate those, brush them off the table. I'll find a whole bunch more as I go. But for now, I just keep a trash can underneath my workstation and dump all the puzzle dust in there. All right, the next thing I usually do, first of all, I usually set this aside. Sometimes I'll use it for a quick reference to see what part of the puzzle it is, but I don't usually look at the picture a whole lot. I know a lot of people do, and that's fine. Again, puzzles are about enjoying yourself. They're not about doing everything 100% or doing everything the same as everybody else. But I like to separate out the edge pieces. And this is the other thing I dislike about inexpensive puzzles is you frequently get a lot of bent or damaged pieces, and that's okay too. I mean, I'm not doing this for a museum. I'm doing this for fun. It's a hobby. So, and I'm also not too worried if I miss an edge piece. I'll find it eventually. The puzzle's not going anywhere. It's staying here. I say that, but I do have cats. Sometimes the puzzle pieces go someplace. But today is just puzzle day. We're going to take some time and do a quick 500-piece puzzle. I think I can do it in one day, and if not, then I'll come back. I'll pause the video and come back for another session tomorrow or the next day when I have a chance, when I'm done working. This is just a relaxing activity. Usually when I'm doing this, I will put on a movie. See, I just sorted all these flat edges into the regular piece pile. Usually when I'm doing this, I put on a TV show in the background and just listen to TV episodes. It's just a relaxing thing. It's nothing critical. There's nobody's judging me on how I do puzzles. And if you want to judge me, go for it. Have fun. I don't care. I don't. Sorry, your judgments don't bother me. I've been doing puzzles since I was a little kid, and I love them. I like all kinds of puzzles. I like the 3D puzzles. I like the flat puzzles. I do the little kids 24-piece puzzles if I'm really desperate for a puzzle. I'll do the little puzzles in a tin. One of the things I haven't gotten yet, they make puzzles that you have to do with tweezers because the pieces are so very tiny. And I haven't got one of those yet, but I eventually want to do one of those. Some of my favorites, and I'll cover one of these at some point. Some of my favorites are the double stamped puzzles where they put the image on both sides and then they flip it over and stamp it from the other side as well. I think it's the world's most difficult jigsaw puzzles that has the double stamped and then they turn the image 90 degrees before they double stamp the other side. And those can be challenging if the other stamp turns out good and they don't have too much texture on either side. And I really enjoy those because they're a bit of a challenge, and I do like a challenge. I like the soothing activity of putting the puzzles together, and there is something nice about being able to just put the puzzle together quickly. So sometimes I'll do a 100-piece puzzle, but there's also something really satisfying about putting together a really difficult puzzle and completing it, and knowing that you worked your way and stayed patient through that challenge. And that's one of the things I like about puzzles. The other thing I like about puzzles is it's not competitive. I mean, I suppose you could do competitive puzzles, sure, but there are enough activities in life that are competitive already that I don't really need to add another competitive aspect. So puzzles are nice because they're just pleasant. Um, Over the course of this, as I do other puzzles, you'll get to see um, some of my favorite puzzles and some of my favorite art styles and things like that. You'll also get to see some more fun stuff that I get. I get gifts of puzzles, and I love that. If you ever want to get me a gift, puzzles are an excellent gift. Um, I take a while to get to some of them, so if you see them in my house unassembled, don't don't think I don't love it. I just sometimes don't have the space to set up a puzzle, but I always get to them. I always get to them. As a matter of fact, one that I have that I will be doing and probably recording myself doing is the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, the painting by Michelangelo. It was given to us for our wedding anniversary. This year was our 27th anniversary, so I've had this puzzle for 27 years, and I take it out of the box and look at the bags of puzzle pieces, and I'm always afraid that if I open them before I have a good place to work, that I'll lose the pieces. So I haven't actually started that puzzle yet. That does not mean that I will not do that puzzle. As a matter of fact, now that my kids are grown, um, I imagine that I will probably get to it pretty soon. And I'm going to have to do it in lots and lots of little pieces. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we have to take things in small pieces. Uh, that's how you get through them. But I will probably also have help with that one because, as I said, it was an anniversary gift, or not an anniversary gift, but a wedding present. And so I will probably get my husband to help me and possibly my children. We have 3 grown children. And sometimes when I have a puzzle sitting out, they will help me with my puzzles. And that's kind of nice to have a family puzzle night. So when I get the gigantic puzzle out, and I don't remember, I want to say it's an 8,000 piece puzzle, but I could be misremembering that. When we do the video for that puzzle, we'll see. It's a very, very large puzzle that will take up a lot of space. And I'm looking forward to having it because I am actually going to glue that puzzle when it's done and hang it on the ceiling. Because why not? I own my house and I can put hang things from the ceiling if I choose to. And that was, that's how that painting was designed to be seen, is on the ceiling. So I think once it's done, we'll probably hang it in the ceiling. Maybe we do have a hallway in the house, and maybe in the hallway, or maybe in the bedroom, or I have a camper that I use as my workshop most of the time. Not in the camper today because it is 102 degrees out right now, and that's a little bit warm to be sitting out in a metal box. So I'm not out in the camper, but maybe on the ceiling of the camper. I can always use an improvement, something to make the camper look a little fancier. It's just a white box, and it's pretty dull. I have a lot of pictures and coloring pages that I've finished that are brightly colored that are hanging up in the camper, just so it has some personality, and some pictures that people have given me as gifts that I hang up, some art prints and things. I do love getting original pieces from artists and prints signed by artists. Supporting artists in the community is important to me. So I'm going to post a copy of this video that's me chattering through it. I'm going to post a speeded up video of this with me talking about the things I like and don't like. And then I'm also going to be posting one that's just got music, because I had a lot of friends talk about how they'd like to see people just painting or doing puzzles or just soothing tasks with music in the background. So I'll be posting a version of this that's just got music in the background and not me chattering. So if you're looking for that, and that's something that you haven't seen me post yet, remind me, and I will try and get a copy of that, get a version of that up pretty quickly. Because I think they've got something there. Sometimes it's just nice to watch things come together, watch things kind of form in front of you. It's always kind of neat. And I have zero issues with people going, "Oh God, she talks too much," because I do, and I don't mind. I'm going to talk. It's what I do. And my friends know that, and the ones that can tolerate it do. And the ones that can't, they don't hang around for very long, and that's okay too. Nobody's making them. All right, so we've got a pretty good start on this. So one of the things that I like, that I look for in puzzles, is either a very difficult, challenging set of designs, like uh, one or two colors repeated throughout the whole thing, or I like to look for things that are very brightly colored. Bright colors are important to me. I love rainbows. I love bright colors. I love cheerful colors. And so I surround myself with a lot of rainbows and a lot of bright colors. If you like inexpensive puzzles that are brightly colored, I really actually do recommend the Dollar Tree. They're not going to be the highest quality puzzles, but they're not bad. As you can see, these lock together pretty well. And I'm working at a slight disadvantage here because I've got a glare on the screen, so I may have to take some of these apart and put them back together if I find out, or on, not on the screen, but on the puzzle pieces. So I may have to take these apart and put them back together if I find out that they are not correct. But for now, what I'm doing is just putting these together as best I can. And as you can see, though, these fit together really well. They lock. They're not falling apart when I bump them. It actually takes some force to take them apart. And this puzzle cost me $1, and now it would be $1.25 because the Dollar Tree has increased their puzzle prices. But they're not expensive. And if you're just looking for something to put together, if you're not looking for something to last a lifetime, you want to assemble it once or twice, or you want to glue it and hang it up somewhere for a little pop of color in your life, then this is not a bad way to go about it. This is a really inexpensive way to do that. And so I do actually hit the Dollar Tree about twice a year to see what new puzzles they've come out with. Some of the things that I look for, I like the larger piece counts because they will, you'll find a really great print with a beautiful image on it, and it'll be like a 24 piece puzzle. So do keep an eye out for that because they have puzzles for kids. And when I say kids, I mean little kids, like 4 and 5 year olds. So a lot of them are smaller piece counts. Although, if you want to feel like you are the puzzle pro, you get one of those and put it together in like 20 seconds and you feel so smart. But really, some of those are really pretty. And I actually, around Halloween, they come out with some little monster puzzles and stuff that are cute. And I'll put those together. So I just have a little piece of Halloween art that I can hang up just because I love Halloween. And that's an inexpensive way to get an art print and a puzzle at the same time. So just something to keep in mind there. All right, so I'm making some good progress here. I've got a long way to go before this is done, and I'm not probably going to talk my way through the whole thing because, as you can hear, my voice is already getting kind of tired. I did record another video before this. If you like snakes, I was actually flattening a snake skin to use for a for jewelry. I was going to use it with resin to make jewelry pieces and other crafts. And if you do take a look at that and you have any suggestions for what kind of crafts, I mean, go ahead, go take a look at that. If you don't mind snakes, go take a look at that. And if you've got any suggestions for what kind of crafts I should do on that, let me know because I'm still looking for craft ideas for the snake shed. It's a beautiful piece of uh, snake shed that is about 3 to 4 feet long, and I was thinking of doing some resin jewelry, some pendants, and possibly a ring or two, but I haven't really decided 100% what I'm going to do. So let me know. Let me know if you've got any ideas. I like suggestions. They're helpful. Well, most of them. Now that I've said that, I know there are a few people out there who are going to try and offer me some very non-helpful suggestions. As long as they're not insulting or offensive, go ahead. I don't mind. That is okay too. Silly suggestions are also welcome. All right. So, well, this one's more floral than a lot of the ones I do. I confess to frequently um, defaulting to fanciful. I like either fantasy art, sci-fi, uh, occasionally horror puzzles, although I have some that are uh, literary puzzles. One of them is the works of Edgar Allan Poe. I've got one um, that is Ruth Bader Ginsburg and some of her writings, and then I've got one that is the entire script of the Princess Bride and has an image of Inigo Montoya, and I love them. I finished the Edgar Allan Poe, but I plan to do the others on the recordings. I plan to do the others on my channel, and we'll see how those go. But I also have a lot of things that I've inherited from people. Puzzles that I pick up at yard sales, puzzles that, as I said before, are gifted to me. So I get a wide variety of puzzles. And I've got some joke puzzles, and I've got some puzzles, like I've got one that's a crossword puzzle. So once you assemble the puzzle, then you can do the crossword. Thought about doing that one today, but I'm a bit tired starting out, so I figured I'd save that one for when I have a little more energy and can actually go directly into the crossword puzzle once it's finished, which I think would be fun. And yes, you'll get the Shannon music. That would be me humming under my breath. And if I hit on a song that is copyrighted, I apologize. I try not to do that. Hopefully, won't get videos yanked. It probably will. Or maybe my singing is so bad that the software won't recognize it. That's also a possibility. Now, sometimes I sing without knowing it, so if I do, please forgive me, especially if it's off key, because that does happen as well. So if you've got a favorite puzzle company, you should definitely let me know that. Let me know which ones you like. I do have a weakness for the Ravensburger puzzles. I grew up in Germany, so I got a lot of those when I was growing up. And so now I have a strong leaning towards those, even though, believe it or not, some of those tend to be a little bit looser on the fit, which makes it a little harder to tell if you've got them put together properly. But I do still like them. They've got good, thick, quality pieces that are less likely to bend, and they're less likely to stick together and have the paper tear, the print itself tear. There we go. The piece of the puzzle is finished. It is complete. Thank you for joining me.